Hello and welcome to In the Kitchen with Pen, and today I'm doing a brisket dinner, and we've got the brisket half price, so this was £4.87, and I'm just going to show you it. Now brisket is a fatty meat, okay, we know this, and it likes generally a low, slow cooking, but under a fiver for that couldn't go wrong, could I? I'm going to be cooking it, not baking, in the Ninja 15 in 1. I've got in the Ninja at the moment, I've got some onions and some peppers that I'm lying. I've got onions and mushrooms that I have just sauteed off in some olive oil, and here I have 400 ml of a good quality beef stock, and that's going to go into the pot too, along with a good splosh of red wine vinegar. So that's going into probably about a tablespoon and a half. Okay, so that's it. That's in there, that's just sitting there nicely. If you come down, I'll show you what I'm doing next. And on here, on this piece of greaseproof paper, I have some salt, some pepper, some garlic powder, some thyme and some rosemary, and both of the herbs are dried. And I'm just going to roll my brisket in this mix. I'm going to try and cover all angles. What we'll be doing with this is what's known as a reverse sear. So I'm going to cook it and then I am going to sear it. So there you go, you can see we are nicely covered, and all I'm going to do is I am literally just going to pop it in to the Ninja 15 in 1. So it's going in, it's not going on a rack, it's actually going in with the liquid. So in we go, just sitting in there. I'll wash my hands and show you. Right, there you go, it's just sitting in there, and so now we have to start to put the Ninja on. So down with the lid, make sure my valve is set to close, slide across to pressure cook, switch it off, switch it on. I've slided across to pressure cook. We want it on high, but we're actually going to cook this for about 50 minutes. Right, and we want a natural release, so we're going to cook it for that 50 minutes, and then we're going to let it release naturally for about 30 minutes. So all I need to do now is press start, and we will be back once it's cooked and had its natural release. Right, our beef is cooked. It's had almost 30 minutes though, 28 minutes and 20 seconds. So I am going to open the lid because I heard the pressure all release about 10 minutes ago. And let's take this brisket joint out. It smells fabulous. I know I always say that, but it actually does. And that is cooked to perfection. So, wow, yeah. Right, there's our beef joint. In here is all the stock that I'm going to use, and we're going to make a nice thick unctuous gravy with that I will pick all of the mushrooms out of. So I'm just going to pop this into a jug because, as I told you, I'm going to reverse sear. So I need to, excuse me a moment, get the glove off. I need to have this all nice and dry and ready to sear. So pop that back in, pop that in a bin, and I'll just show you all this that I'm going to thicken up, and we're going to make a lovely gravy. So what I need to do now is switch the foodie to sear saute again, and we'll have it on 5, and I'm just going to drop a little bit of olive oil in there and we shall sear. So I'm going to give it a few minutes just to heat through, and I'll talk about what else we're having with it. We're having just some new potatoes, some roasted broccoli that has got oil and some of my homemade seasoned salt on. The seasoned salt recipe will be available, and it is available on the Facebook page In the Kitchen with Pen. And we're going to have some roasted chantenay carrots, and I'm going to go over those with a little bit of honey. So they're the sides. So I'm just going to let this heat up and I'll get back to you. Right, I hope you can hear. So I know the oil is getting warm, in fact hot. So I'm going to go in with the beef. Right. Now you see it. There you go, you can hear. So all I'm going to do is I am just going to sear it. Can you see? Yes, you can. Sear it on all sides so we get a lovely colour. And then it will rest for about 15 minutes. But for now, you'll see this when it is all seared. Right, we've got a nice sear on there. So that is just going to sit and rest whilst I clean the pot and then make the gravy. You can see I still have the pot on sear saute. I've gone back up to 5, and I'm going to add the gravy, but I am filtering it because I want to make the gravy thicker, and I shall add the onions and the mushrooms to this once it's thickened. I'm going to be thickening with corn flour and water, but for now we just have the stock in there, and we'll just leave that bubbling away. I've made up my corn flour and hot water paste, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going, this is really bubbling, just going to add just a drop and stir. I possibly will need all of it, I don't know, but I can feel that is thickening up already. So I'll keep stirring. Go in with some more. Be able to see the difference in the gravy. It is thicker, but it's not thick enough yet, so it's all going to go in. And stir away. Once this has got to the consistency that I want, I'm going to turn it right down to number 1. And then it will just sit there keeping warm until we are ready to serve. Turned it down to 1. I've added the mushrooms and onions back in, and there you go, a lovely, lovely consistency. So, as I say, that is just going to sit there doing nothing until we are ready to serve. Right then, it's cooked, it's served up, my mouth is watering. I'll just hold them up. So we have 2 rather lovely looking beef brisket dinners cooked in the Ninja 15-in-1. Now, long-term viewers, you know what's going to happen now, don't you? I'm going to take Steve's through and then I'll be back for the all-important taste test. Right then, shall I get tucked in? Just show you it once again. There's plenty more gravy, I just didn't want to drown it. So let's try this brisket. It's, as you'd expect, it is falling apart. But that doesn't mean to say it's going to be good. Doesn't mean to say it's going to be good, but it's blooming lovely. It is melting in your mouth. Carrots are good. Steve's going to moan the broccoli is hard. I should have turned it down a bit, but hey ho. I don't want to use the word perfect, but I'm going to. That is perfect. So if you've got a bit of brisket, piece of brisket, and you're not sure what to do with it, and you've got a 15-in-1, or indeed any pressure cooker, do this. Honest to goodness, you will not regret it. So I'd just like to say thank you for watching this episode in the kitchen with Pen, and I will see you again very soon. Don't forget, if you like it, give us a thumbs up, comment, subscribe and share with all your friends on social media. Thank you once again. Bye bye. Thank you for watching this edition of In the Kitchen with Pen, and quite a lot of the time Steve. If you've liked what we do and want to see more, then click here.
And if you'd like to subscribe, please click here.
Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.
Keep cooking.